Thank you for joining me here in beautiful Oakland, California, where we are suffering from a drought still, and that's kind of related to the topic today. This is a really important topic, and I really appreciate all of you joining me here. Hi, everybody. Hi, JV. And hope you're all doing really well. But this is a timely topic, really, any time of the year. But of course, when people are talking about the climate summit and No Kid Hungry and all of these things that are incredibly important, and yet they are linked to something very specific. It's really important that we talk about it. This information is absolutely about empowering you with information that you probably don't have or connections you probably didn't make. This is not at all about making anybody feel bad. And my whole message is about hope, and my whole message is about solutions. So if you're just joining me for the first time, thank you. Thank you for your hearts already. My name is Patrick-Goudreau, and I'm an author and educator dedicated to empowering people to live according to their own values of compassion and wellness. I do believe that people are compassionate. I believe people care about the earth we live on, among. And I also believe that people need guidance when they're changing habits that are so ingrained in us. So are you guys with me so far? How are we with the connection? So one of the things that's really funny is that this population control, this population crisis that we're in, it's probably not what you think. So there is a movement of people who talk, and it's an important topic, about human population control. And that's not what I'm here to talk about, because when you look at the data, and a lot of recent scientific papers have been looking at the data around human population and its impact on world resources, the findings are actually opposite of what you think, or not opposite, but they're not what you think. So if you are interested in the topic of the population crisis that we are in, please stay with me. And of course, you can always find my information and inspiration over at ColleenPatrick-Goudreau.com. You can follow me on all social media. And of course, you can listen to my podcast, Food for Thought. By the end of this scope, I'm really hoping that you're going to be moved to change. And so, of course, if you'd like to share this with people right now, I really encourage you to. You can click on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen and share with people on Twitter and Periscope and Facebook. You can also swipe right on your iOS or up on your Android. So it's really funny. One of the things that we vegans are asked a lot is when people start contemplating, I don't even know how much contemplation they're giving it when they ask this question, but some people say things like this hypothetical. Perhaps you've heard this, and please give me a thumbs up if you've heard this or if you've said this. People say things like, what if people stopped eating animals? We would be overrun with animals. And of course, then the implications of that are pretty serious, right? What would that mean if we're overrun with livestock, right? So what would we do if everybody stopped eating animals? We would be overrun by livestock. Has anybody heard that before? Has anybody heard that before? So give me a thumbs up. So you guys have heard that before. Perhaps you've even said it before. So it's something that vegans commonly hear. I don't think people who say it are really thinking much about it, because I don't think that's their worst fear. So a lot of you have heard this. It's pretty common. And by the way, thanks for those who are joining. Thanks to those who are joining who are new. If you're new, type in your name so I can say hi to you. And I hope you're following me here at Periscope. I don't think they're always being serious, Cyber, but sometimes I think they're just not thinking about what it is that they're saying, and that it's so far, it's such a hypothetical that they're not even really thinking about it. So what I want to say is we are being overrun with livestock now. And we are consuming more animals than we can possibly consume. We're killing more animals than ever in the history of humankind. We have never bred this many animals and just to kill them. And the consequences of this overpopulation crisis, The consequences are grave for the present and for the future. They're grave for the animals we're killing. They're grave for us, for the impact it's having on our spirits and on our bodies. It's grave for the wildlife that we are killing. And it is grave for just the climate. I mean, just the entire world. So the overpopulation crisis I'm talking about is not the human overpopulation crisis or the population crisis. The population crisis I'm talking about is the population crisis when it comes to livestock. If you look at the numbers, human numbers are rising at roughly 1.2% every year, and livestock population is rising 2.4%. Does that matter to you? Does it matter to you? You can't see them because they're all confined in animal factories. But we know it's happening because of the effects of all of these billions of animals that we are confining and that we are keeping and that we are killing. And if we care about wildlife, if we care about climate change, if we care about our oceans and our rivers, we have to make the connection between the population crisis when it comes to livestock and these things that we say we care about. And we absolutely can make this change. You know, that's the thing that's so amazing about this, is that we can absolutely do something about this. When we look at all of the effects of livestock on the environment, it is absolutely, it's devastating. And again, I think everybody cares about the oceans being healthy, and they care about the rivers being healthy, and they don't want to live near these animal factories where, you know, literally the nitrates are polluting the rivers and the watersheds so much that we have quite literally, we have dead zones. So when you look at the amount of land also that we're taking to breed these animals only to kill them, 3/4 of the agricultural land in the world is used for livestock. When you look at, and 1/3 is used for grain. We know that, like 1/3 of our agricultural crops are used for grains, and they predict that by 2050 it would be it's going to be 50%. So how can we change? I mean, what we can do is stop eating animals. I mean, we have the answer. We don't need to be bringing livestock into this world only to be consuming them, which affects our own health, to then to kill these animals. It makes absolutely no sense when we can get all of our nutrients from the plants. Remember, right now, we're going through the animals to get to the nutrients that the animals get because the animals eat plants. And when we skip that middle animal, we skip all of the problems that we're talking about, the health problems, we're skipping these problems. If we care about the rainforests, I mean, all people, you know, theoretically, people love the idea of the rainforest. They think it's beautiful and romantic, and they know the biodiversity that's in there. And yet we are not making the connection between these rainforests that we are destroying at an alarming rate for what? For cattle, for livestock, to grow soy, for pigs, for pork, for chickens. It's the rainforest that we're destroying. But you know what? We don't see it, so we don't think it's really happening. We don't see the effects of our daily habits, so we don't really think we have to do anything about it. And I'm here to say, watch Cowspiracy, go read these reports, read the FAO report, the United Nations report, read the fact that greenhouse gases are caused mostly by livestock. We're talking, I've seen the difference between 14 and 18% of greenhouse gas emissions from livestock. 13% is transportation. So you're still not making as much of an impact if you don't drive as if you stopped eating meat. Now, I realize that changing those habits are scarier for people, stopping eating animals because they're so ingrained in our culture, than not driving, even though I think that's also incredibly ingrained in our culture. But that's why I do what I do. That's why I have the 30-day vegan challenge. That's why I've been doing my podcast. That's why I don't get paid for most of what I do, because I dedicate every second of my day to empowering people to make the changes in their lives that reflect what they actually care about. I know you care about this. I know you don't want to be part of this. I know that these are things that if you absolutely saw them you would be appalled. And that's why, I also didn't know at one time. Today's Daily Dose of Compassion quote was, before I became vegan, I didn't know the violence I was creating against animals. I didn't know what I was contributing to. And ignorance is indeed bliss, but only for those who are not the victims. And so once we know, we have to contemplate change, but we have to be willing to look. We cannot close our eyes and close our ears and pretend it's not happening. One of the things I talk about is the analogy of, pretending it's not happening because we can't see it. It's like the little child who plays hide and seek and covers their eyes and says, you can't see me. And yet there she is. Just because we cover our eyes doesn't mean it's not happening. So I'm here to encourage all of you, if you're new, thank you for joining. If you're in any way interested in making a change, I am here for you. That's why the 30-Day Vegan Challenge exists. We're talking about $17 for all of the information you need to make this change and to do it in a really empowering way, a joyful way, a delicious way, of course, and actually stop contributing to the things that we are opposed to. That's what I'm here to say. So the population control, it's not about human population control. In fact, the numbers, if you take a look at, there's a new analysis in the proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody. I'll give you this one quote because I think it's really interesting. What they're finding is that it's not the human population changes we need to make, it's the consumption. So changing the way we eat has more of an impact than the number of people even in this world. It says that if every government were to adopt the one-child policy China has just abandoned, there would still be as many people on Earth at the end of this century as there are today. If 2 billion people were wiped out by a catastrophe in mid-century, the planet would still hold 1 billion more by 2100 than it does today. And it concludes that it's not that we don't have enough food to meet people's needs. We don't have enough food to meet people's greed. And that's really what this is about. When we go directly to the source, when we go directly to the grains, we have everything we need. But right now we're going through all of the animals. And so that's where it's actually causing the problems. Yeah, thank you for joining, everybody. This is something I'll make sure I put out on the YouTube channel, so this is something people can share around. So please watch it and share it. Thank you for sharing it here live. Unfortunately, we would need millions of people to be watching this right now. And I can't emphasize enough that if you are thinking about birthday presents, Christmas presents, Hanukkah presents, holiday presents, please consider getting the 30-Day Vegan Challenge. We're talking about $17 for this book that you could hand to someone as a gift and say, do this gift for yourself, for the planet, for the animals, and make a difference in the things you say you care about. Does that make sense? We have to have, again, I didn't know, there was a time I didn't know, and I really do believe that people don't know. You're very sweet. Thank you. Thank you very much. So for those who were new, I was probably going on and didn't see, if you've been here and back again, share with everybody right now, how do you cope with it all? I just keep doing what I do. That's what I do. I just keep doing what I do. And, every time I get emails from people saying that their lives were changed by my work, it makes me work even harder. And I get those emails every day. So I just keep doing what I'm doing. I'm sitting here right now on this with you. This is what I'm doing, trying to spread the word, trying to get the message out there, working on my next book. This is everything I do is to get the information out there. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, guys. So yeah, I think that people are scared of making too radical a change. I think people are just scared of change, Emily. I think people are afraid of change because they don't know what's on the other side of it. They don't know how it's going to affect their lives. They don't know how it's going to impact their relationships. And I get that. And that's why I have the approach I have, which is, I get it. Okay, so let's do it together. And you'll find that as you take one little baby step and one little baby step and one little baby step, you actually realize it's not so scary after all. I'm starting my way onto having a farm animal sanctuary regardless of the haters in my life. Do what you need to do, Brittany. You inspire me and restore my hope in humanity. Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. So all of us have a part to play. Go get the 30-Day Vegan Challenge for everybody in your life. Get the 30-Day Vegan Challenge if you're considering making a change in your life. Share this video with everybody. Watch the rebroadcast. I'm going to put it on YouTube as soon as it's over. And please just share this information with everybody. We need to realize that there really is something we can do something about. Let everybody know about the 30-Day Vegan Challenge. Spread it online. Just get the information out there. Help me, with the ripple effect of getting this information out there. I know you do. I know you share so much of what I put out there, but I know it's effective, and I know it's really helped thousands and thousands of people. So help me get it out there. Thank you so much, Utterly Potter. Thank you, everybody. Lots of familiar names on here. I don't know if we saw anybody new. Did anybody see anybody who was new? If you're new and still here, just type in new. And if not, hopefully you'll be watching the rebroadcast here and you will watch it later. I will do more on this topic later on, and we'll do one at lunchtime, and we'll see if we can get some more people on. Thank you for all you do for the animals that go to the planet. Your health and happiness. You're welcome. Thank you. I know, Brittany, it can be really hard. I know. I'm sure. I know. So, yeah, we'll do what we can to get it out there. So, thank you for trying, and yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. And again, if you want to go check out my work at ColleenPatrick-Goudreau.com, please do so. Of course, you can support my work. Contributions are low. People are changing their contributions. Donations don't go through. Again, I'm here to do this, and I'm going to do this. And if you can help me do this work, I really appreciate it. So you can go to ColleenPatrick-Goudreau.com and support this work as well. Love you guys as well. Love you. Thank you. And let's get this information out there and change the world. I love it. That's awesome, Bullock. I love it. And my relationship with Cowspiracy means a lot to me. And I think they've reached a lot of people by having the 30-Day Vegan Challenge. I think they've helped transform a lot of people because of the 30-Day Vegan Challenge. So watch Cowspiracy and then take the 30-Day Vegan Challenge. Okay, everybody? So I will see you around lunchtime. I plan on doing more. I've got to get back to my book proposal, and I see you later. So for the animals, the wild animals, the aquatic animals, the land animals, the animals who have no choice in all of the destruction that we are causing, for all of them, and for the human animals who know not what they do. This is Colleen Patrick-Goudreau. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.